factor in a relationship is the wife's continual rejection of her husband. Women, in contrast, seem not to realize what a great crisis this causes in their husband's life. Why? Because a man by nature bottles up his personal problems and issues. A man by nature doesn't speak about those emotional problems. And therefore, a wife many times is clueless about why their relationship seems to be going down the drain. There was one case that I was involved with, that the wife was shocked that out of nowhere her husband divorced her. Why? Because this is exactly the reason that happened. Because she was reading a novel that he didn't like her to read, a fictional novel that he saw the book and he says, and just one small thing led to another. Anger came, and the next thing you know, she was divorced. And the couple called me up, and the wife was all confused. I don't understand. This came out of the blue. And then when I spoke to the husband privately, the first question, point blank, I asked him, how is your sexual relationship with your wife? And the husband just froze, because he was not expecting this question. The husband just froze, began to fluster. And then he almost broke down in tears, and he confided with me that it was the source of the greatest tension, that it was because of that sexual frustration and tension that he was finding things to get irritated about. 90% of the time, when the husband is constantly picking on the wife, it's because of a sexual frustration. And I have been told by dozens of husbands that if there's a good connection in sex, every other fault of the wife is ignored. Bad food, late laundry, dirty house, everything is ignored. Conversely, if the sex is not good, then every fault of the wife becomes 10 or 100 times bigger than it actually is. In fact, faults will be invented when they don't actually exist. Therefore, sisters, realize that men's need for sex isn't just a biological need, it's a psychological need. And never in any circumstance, and this we believe as Muslims, but wallahi, even if you're not a Muslim, this is what modern psychologists are saying, that women should never refuse the advances of their husband, because saying no to your husband is to tell him point blank, you're not a man for me. You're not worthy of being a man for me. And if he can't be a man for you, how can he be a man for the rest of the world? We'll take our next break here and then come back and finish up what are the main points that a woman needs to know about a man. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome back. We're talking about the main points that every single woman needs to realize about men. The next point is very awkward. It's very embarrassing. Frankly, it's very demoralizing for many sisters. But it needs to be said as bluntly as possible. Throughout this course, I've been very frank with you. And the reason for this is that I firmly believe that knowledge empowers, that knowing the other gender, understanding basic male and female psychology will make a marriage situation better. The fourth point that every single Muslimah needs to realize is that women are the single greatest source of fitna and attraction for men. Men are naturally attracted to women, not just a woman, women in the plural. And even pious Muslim men, even happily married husbands, even people who love and adore their wives to death will find hundreds and millions and billions of women attractive. And that is because it is ingrained in the nature of men. No matter how beautiful their wife is, no matter how gorgeous, and no matter how much they love her. Sisters, please understand this point. Your husband can love you with his whole body and soul. But visually, one part of his brain, not his heart, one part of his brain will find millions and billions of women attractive. Women just don't understand how visual men are and how that affects their sense of appreciation. If a woman walks into a room, she might notice how expensive another lady's purse is, or how beautiful a lady's dress is. But she will hardly notice how tight that dress is on her body, or how that dress accentuates her curves, or how much skin is being flashed. However, when a man walks into any room, I can assure you that the first thing that he notices are all of these points. How tight the dress is, the shapes of her limbs, how much skin is being shown. And as long as he is in that room, even if he's the most righteous Muslim on earth, he will be